Hey everybody, welcome back to the Flip class. You'll notice that I'm in the car again today. I have some more errands that I need to run. You'll also notice I'm wearing sunglasses, and that's because Mr. Quick's trying to be a little bit more cool. Alright, the last video I was in the car, I played some music, was jamming, got a little bit of flack from the students. You guys didn't think it was exactly the coolest song. I hear you. Alright, I thought it was pretty hip and with it, and with today's trends, but today I've definitely nailed it. I chose a song that everyone loves. No one is sick and tired of hearing. No one is over it, okay? This song will be popular forever. All right, so before we get into the Flip class, let's go for a ride and let's jam.
Don't let them know.
Well, now they know. Let it go. Let it go. Can't hold it back anymore. Let it go, let it go. Put away and slam the door. Welcome back to the Flip class. Today we're talking about adding and subtracting fractions and mixed numbers with bum bum bum. Unlike denominators. Ah! But don't worry. It sounds scary. It's really not. Let's jump into it. Okay, simple math problem. I have 1/3 plus 1/5. Well, we know that if the denominators were the same, it'd be really easy just to add these by adding the numerators. So, what could we possibly do? Well, we're going to make the denominators the same. And how we're going to do that is by using our least common multiple to find our least common denominator. So I'm going to use the two denominators and find my least common multiple. So I have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, okay? Go down to 5, I have 5, 10, 15. You've noticed that we now have our least common multiple. It's 15. That's what the denominators are going to have to be for me to be able to do the math easily. So what I'm going to do is I need to find my magic number for both the top fraction and the bottom fraction. 3 times what gives us 15? Well, I know it's 3 times 5. If I do that to the denominator, I have to do that to the numerator. So I end up with 1/3 being equivalent to 5/15. Down below, 5 times what gives us 15? I know that's 3, so I also have to take 1 times 3. That gives me 3/15. Now, my denominators are the same. I'm adding. Let's do it. 5 plus 3 is 8. The denominator stays the same. I have 8/15. That's already in simplest form. There's nothing more I need to do. 1/3 plus 1/5 is 8/15. Here I have subtraction. 9/10 minus 7/8. If it makes it easier for you to have it in the same format that I did previously, you can rewrite it this way. Erase that. Now we have 9/10 minus 7/8. Same thing. I want to rewrite this both fractions so I have a common denominator. Well, I need to find least common multiple of 10 and 8. 8, 16, 24, 32, 40. Well, I see that 40 is a multiple of 10. I know that 16, 24, and 32 are not multiples of 10, so of course 40 is probably going to be it. We'll finish the math just to double check, just to make sure we're not going crazy here. 10, 20, 30, 40. Yeah, so 40 is our least common multiple. That's going to be our common denominator, our new common denominator, as we rewrite this question with equivalent fractions so we can actually do the math. Okay, I need a magic number here. 10 times what gives us 40? Well, 10 times 4 gives us 40. 9 times 4 then gives us 36. So 9/10 is equivalent to 36/40. Down below, 8 times what gives us 40? Well, I know 8 times 5 gives us 40. If I do 8 times 5, I also have to do 7 times 5. Okay, if you do the denominator, you have to do the numerator the same way. 7 times 5 is 35. I'm going to subtract. 36 minus 35 gives us 1. 40 stays the same. I end up with 1/40. How do you know if that's a reasonable answer? Well, 1/40 is pretty darn close to 0, right? If you have 40 pieces of candy, you eat 39 of them and you only have one left, that's much closer to having no candy than it is to having a full bag of candy, right? And if you look here, 9/10 is approximately 1. It's almost 1 if we were estimating. 7/8 is almost 1 as well. It's also approximately 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. Our actual answer is pretty close to 0, 1/40. Okay, let's do one more. Adding mixed numbers now. Adding and subtracting mixed numbers. Well, check it out. Very similar. I'm going to rewrite it because it's a little bit easier for me to see it this way. So I have 2 3/4, which is already written, plus 1 1/6. And I'm going to erase this off to the side here. This just gives me a little bit more room to work. Well, I'm going to focus on the fractions first because same thing, I'm going to need a new fraction. So let's find the least common multiple of 6 and 4. 6, 12, 18, 24. Okay, 4, 8, 12, 16. Wait a minute. We got it, don't we? Yeah. I could have gone to 20 and then 24. 24 is also a common multiple, but the least common multiple in this case is going to be 12. Use my magic number here. 6 times 2 gives me 12. 1 times 2 gives me 2. And then my whole number is the same. I don't change that. Okay? 4 times 3 gives us 12. 3 times 3 gives us 9. And then once again, my whole number is going to stay the same. So now I have 2 and 9/12 plus 1 and 2/12. I add the fractions first. 9/12 plus 2/12 is 11/12. Then I add the whole number. 2 plus 1 is 3. Why do I add the whole number last? We're going to get to that. I'm going to tell you. I'm not going to talk to you about that in this video, but we are going to talk about that very soon. There is a reason. So my answer here would be 3 and 11/12. Last one, let's do a subtraction. I've already put it in this format to make it a little bit easier for us. 4 and 5/6 minus 2 and 2/9. Well, my denominators are 6 and 9. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. Let's stop there, see if we need to go farther or not. 9, 18, 27. Wait a minute. 18. There's 12. 9 doesn't go into 12, so 18 is our least common multiple. I know my new fraction then would have a denominator of 18. 9 times 2 gives us 18. 2 times 2 gives us 4. Whole number stays the same. 2 and 4/18. Magic number up top, 6 times 3 gives us 18. 5 times 2 gives us 15. Whole number stays the same. We're subtracting. 15 minus 4 is 11. Denominator stays the same. 4 minus 2 gives us 2. So we have 2 and 11/18. Okay, that's all I have for you for right now. I'll see you in class. We'll talk more about this. I'll see you. Can't wait to see you next time.